Hi, I'm Lincoln Smith with Forested, and we're making acorn flour today. Acorns are one of the main crops of the forest ecosystem, and because we lived in a forest, we want to see how we can get our food from that forest. And the quantity produced per acre is comparable with the big crops that our culture currently relies on, like wheat.
So is acorn a new food for human beings?
No, it's been used for tens of thousands of years. The Native Americans that used to live here used acorn as one of their main foods. In California, it was more than half of the calories being consumed prior to the colonists reaching California. And it's been used around the world, currently used in Korea quite a lot, in Southern Europe, North Africa, etc. See a little bit of whiteness, that means we're losing starch.
Yeah, it's a lot of starch.
Yeah. So basically, you'll always lose some, but the less the better. Okay, now we'll take it downstairs and put it in the press.
How is it? Don't know yet.
Initially good. I just have to be sure. I mean, with good being a relative term. It tastes like raw acorn flour. As it dries, it forms these little clumps. So this is we're just gonna put it in here real briefly to break up the clumps. It's not really grinding, it's just like breaking up those agglomerations that form when during the drying process. So you're going to lose a certain amount at each step. So if you pick the acorn up off the ground, let's say I pick up 10 pounds of acorns, when those acorns dry, then they're only going to weigh 70% of what they were when they were fresh. And then you shell it, and you take out the nut meat, which is the edible part inside, and you remove the bad nut meats. At that point, you've lost, you're down again perhaps 70% of your weight of acorn in the shell. And then finally, during this leaching process, once again from dry ground acorn flour, and then we leach it, that removes the tannin, but we are also at this point losing some of the valuable acorn starch through this filter. So we want to improve that process, but once again, we're getting finished flour. Once this is dried again, will be about 70% of the weight of how much flour we initially put in here. So 10 pounds of fresh acorns on the ground will turn into perhaps 3 or 3.5 pounds of finished acorn flour. At this scale, it takes 2 or 3 hours of labor per pound of finished acorn. But at least with acorns, we don't have to clear the land and till the land every year and add fertilizer and all that, because the oak trees, they just grow and they produce a crop. And you can even grow other crops in the same acreage with those oak trees. Like you can grow mushroom crops in the same piece of land. So the yield per acre can potentially be very high.
Just like what we're doing at Forested, right?
Yeah, that's just what we're trying to do here in Bowie.
Great. So what can we make out of these acorn flowers?
All kinds of things.
All kinds of things.
It's a very versatile, it's very mild flavored, it's hearty. You can, our chef makes falafel and acorn biscuits. He makes desserts like acorn crumble. He had a mushroom pate brise with acorn crust. You can, the sky's the limit. You can make, I've had wonderful chips. Like they're sort of like corn chips, but they're made with acorn. So.
Oh, can you pick your favorite from all this?
They're all so good. There's the falafel, I would have to say, is wonderful.
Great. Thank you so much, Lincoln.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Eat acorns.